back here in Spearfish on the boys stream for the post-game show, being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish, where sports fans meet. As again, thank you for joining us on KDSJ-TV. Clayson Davis, Paul James on the mics and running the camera, and also helping us with the camera from Spearfish High School, Haley Treasure joining us here as well, helping us out as the Spearfish Lady Spartans winners tonight over the Brookings Lady Bobcats. Final score 59-27. We'll quickly go over scoring and name a superior performer before we lay the foundation to the boys stream. Coming up next, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. As we start off with the Brookings Lady Bobcats, 10 points by Sloan McClagan in her final game as a Brookings Bobcat. She was followed up by 6 points from Julia Burns, 5 from Tessa Connaught, 4 from Taylor Connaught, 2 from Harper Hook in the contest. Meanwhile, for Spearfish, they were led in scoring by Addie Bowman, who had 18 in the contest to lead all scorers. Kate Sharp behind her with 16. 8 from Tierson Grubb, 2 from Finley Bowman, 4 from Sierra Sanford, 9 from Anna Eisenbarth. So 6 in scoring for the Lady Spartans and 5 in scoring for the Brookings Bobcats. It's time to name a superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by the folks at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish, where you can give them a call at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. We're going to give it to a Spearfish senior. In fact, honorable mention for this one, we're going to give it to all the seniors, again, playing in their final game here tonight in Spearfish. But if we had to give it to one, Addie Bowman getting the superior performance with 18 points. Again, has been lights out the ending of the season from behind the arc.
18.
Yeah, 18. Kate Sharp at 16. Tierson Grubb with her best game in the last few contests with 8 in scoring, but also I believe she was double-digit in rebounds easily. Man,
she did a great job down low getting the rebounds. Taylor Vito had a few rebounds in there as well. And yeah, the Spartans wrap up their regular season here on this floor, and you can see the emotion. And now, okay, that's done. That's over. Now you don't want the Sodak 16 game to be your last game of the season either.
No, you do not. You want to end the season in Rapid again, if all possible.
Yeah, that's where the state tournament is for the State Girls AA yet again. Boys are there as well. They're in the ice arena. So fantastic, 2 years in a row that it's on this side of the state.
Exactly. I mean, if we are fortunate enough to attend, we don't have to go very far again this season. Again, if we're fortunate enough to attend. But that'll do it for our girls broadcast. And since we're already right here, conveniently live on the boys stream on KDSJ-TV, we'll take a timeout and come back with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off for the boys matchup between the Brookings Bobcats and the Spearfish Spartans. You're watching to high school basketball live on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Black Hills Gold Hits Facebook Live.
When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Back to the Spearfish High School gym. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair in Spearfish. With 2 locations in the Black Hills, one in Spearfish at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard, and in Sturgis off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis. The Brookings Bobcats 1-18 on the season. Not quite the season they wanted under head coach Joe Fredrickson, but not a better chance to spark the next season by upsetting the Spartans on the road in West River, South Dakota, to maybe spark your program into some more success in 2026.
Boy, no kidding. And again, it's not been the season that Brookings has wanted, but again, they've got a little something to play for, a little pride here to wrap up the season, and they want to do so as best they can. And the Spartans want to obviously win this game because they're sitting, number 6 in the power points right now?
Yes, number 6 unofficially in the power points.
And I don't know that, especially with Brookings, those power points, obviously they go based on the team you're playing and should happen to beat how many points you get. The lesser record you have, the less power points you get for beating a team like that. And that would be the case here with Brookings if the Spartans were able to win it.
Just a quick note, I did pull up the girls' standings. Spearfish is tied with Harrisburg at 9, but Harrisburg has the tiebreaker for beating the Spartans and with a tougher schedule. So I think unofficially Spearfish will travel to Mitchell and Harrisburg will play in T area.
Okay.
Unofficially. That's, again, about as unofficial as you could get. But
so we'll see how that shakes out once everything is decided. Pretty sure once you check those standings tonight, they're pretty quick on them. They're very quick on updating everything, the High School Activities Association on that. So I gotta commend them.
Oh, yeah,
I remember before, a few years ago, it wasn't even that long ago, 5-10 years ago, you didn't know what was happening probably till Monday in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But now things are decided a lot quicker.
Within about an 8 to 12 hour span at the most.
Yeah. So good job. Way to keep us updated, and everything's so immediate now. Obviously, this is pretty great too. We can be here. We can bring all this to you live on TV, and you can sit there in the comfort of your own home. If you can make the game, awesome. If you can't make the trek across the state, Clayson said, "Hey, I'll do it," and
yeah, he did.
And he'll be there. So wherever that kid, Mitchell, it's an hour closer.
Yeah, it's not.
It's an hour closer than Sioux Falls.
But meanwhile, let's lay the foundation to this boys matchup being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. As one thing to note that we had a question mark going into this contest was Cade Vavruska. He had that leg injury he suffered versus Yankton yesterday. He is out and looks to be in the starting lineup. Doesn't seem to be too bothered by that injury. We'll see how that goes throughout the night. Spearfish 4-15 on the season, has lost 3 straight since last Friday versus Brandon Valley. But really all of those games have been within a few possessions, and Spearfish just trying to find a win to get back into the win column and find some momentum going into the Sodak 16.
Yeah, they are, and it's good to see Cade out there. And depending upon how the game goes, perhaps it's one of these where if Cade gets a little bit of time out there and he doesn't need to press it like he would in another game, that would be great. That's also great that they've got the next full week for him to kind of let that rest a little bit or let that improve. So obviously he wouldn't be out there today if it was anything too serious. So you get to the end of the season, and sometimes it's those teams that can avoid the injury bug that are able to do well, and we're seeing everybody out there tonight, and they were also, the Spartans, battling some sicknesses too. So again, nice to have that week to let all that stuff pass by.
As Spearfish, averaging around 57.3 points a contest, put up 59 last night in a loss to Yankton when it was the Jackson Kudera Showcase.
Oh, I mean, just a phenomenal player that is a sophomore that he just seems to rule the court.
Yeah.
I mean,
insane.
He just steps in and is like, yeah, I got this, and he does got this. And talk about someone who's in a position where no moment is too big for him. He's glad to take it on.
Spearfish, with unofficially the weakest opponent schedule in Class AA. They have the 20th ranked strength of schedule in the entire class, but have had some good wins this season, including win versus Mitchell, win versus Rapid City Christian, a really good Class A opponent, wins over Aberdeen Central, Pierre, Stevens, Central, Douglas, Mitchell, I already said Mitchell, but again, a lot of Class AA wins, but
Mapaialuta.
Mapaialuta as well for the Black Hills Conference. But again, looking to break a 3-game losing streak. Spearfish led in scoring by Cade Fabrusco for 14 points a contest. Again, was questionable coming into this game with an apparent leg injury that he sustained last night versus Yankton, but he looks to be all right to go for this contest. We'll monitor his minutes. Carson Sire with a breakout performance last night versus Yankton, 16 points, our superior performer. And even if Fabrusca isn't able to go fully tonight, I think the Spartans are still in good hands with Sire.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Sire had really nice game last night where he was able to really contribute. Not only shooting and hitting some three-pointers, but he had some nice layups and nice lay-ins from down low as he ended up with, what, 16, 18
16,
points?
16, I think unofficially.
So, yeah, good to have a backup there. I mean, there's more guys on the bench there that are definitely able, and they're going to have to step up, especially when it comes to next year. But, yeah, the Spartans looking to cap off this regular season and looking to move into the Sodak 16 in their home gym.
Spearfish entering today in the 6th spot behind only Harrisburg, Huron, Roosevelt, and Lincoln. And if they were to start, if the Sodak 16 were to start, they would be hosting either Sioux Falls Jefferson or Sioux Falls Washington, as they're tied at 10. Meanwhile, looking at the Brookings Bobcats under head coach Joe Fredrickson, not quite the season that they wanted this year, 1-18 on the year. But still a very athletic squad, as the Bobcats are in all sports. And even though they haven't had much success, they do have a win versus a West River team versus Rapid City Stevens. They've been able to put up points versus some good competition. 61 points versus Roosevelt, 51 versus Jefferson, 54 versus Central. Put up 50 points the first time they played Huron, 45 to Watertown and 55 to T-Area. So the offense hasn't been too much of an issue for Bobcats fans. It's just been the defense when they allow over 62 points a contest.
Indeed. So if the Spartans can play some pretty good defense here, they got an excellent chance, obviously, at a win. Again, Brookings in at 1-18 and Spearfish 14-5. But as we found out last night, I mean, look at Yankton. They were 1-10 to start the season and just finished strong and put in a great performance last night. And here we go, last one of the year.
Last game of the season for both teams. I think we'll just keep it right here. 30 seconds left to go. We won't have a national anthem. So let's look quickly at our matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. And much like the girls, the boys, not a lot going on.
No, that is for sure. Again, here, many schools just not having to play today. Some boys matchups here this afternoon. Watertown beat Pierre TF Riggs 74-45. Washington at the end of the third is leading Central 42-41. Stevens trailing by 7 to Jefferson at the end of the first half, and Yankton by 12 at the end of the first half over Douglas in boys hoops today. Earlier, Spearfish girls beat Brookings 59-27.
It's time to take a look at our starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. We'll start off with the visiting Brookings Bobcats under head coach Joe Fredrickson. Jones Huntemers, a 6'2" senior guard wearing number 2. And Jace Bowers, a 6'2" senior forward wearing number 5. Gavin Smith, a 6'1" senior forward, had 2 points in the loss on Tuesday versus the Bucks. And Drew Johnson's a 5'11" senior guard, had 3 points versus the Bucks on Tuesday. And then Bergen Tesloff, the 6'6" senior forward, he is out today. He has to have a hand surgery as he's going to be playing defensive end for the South Dakota State University Jackrabbits. So wanting to get healed up before fall camp coming up next fall. So he is out today. So into the starting lineup is Noah Lease, a 6'1". Or is that correct? I am missing someone. 5, 11. Missing 10. Okay, there it is. So it's not Noah Lease. It is actually number 10, Gavin Anderson, a 6' senior guard. So 5 seniors to start for the Bobcats under the direction of head coach Joe Fredrickson. Now for the starting lineups of the Spearfish Spartans as the lights go dim, and at least since it's the afternoon, there's still a light coming in from this window right by our Monument Health broadcast booth, so we can still kind of see what my roster says, but it's the normal 5 for the Spearfish Spartans starting, including, but not limited to, Bennett Corton, a 5'11" senior guard, 9 points a contest, and also one of the best defenders in the state, wearing number 0. Cameron Davis, 20 points last night versus Yankton, averaging just over 10.5 a game, a 6'2" senior guard / forward and certified dunk machine. Number 10, Mason Southern, a 5'6" junior guard, leading Class AA in assists. Wearing number 10, Cade Vavruska in the starting lineup tonight. Questionable coming into this contest, but he will look to go. A 6'2" junior forward, leading scorer on the season for Spearfish. And finally, the trash man in the middle, Cooper Gibbs, 6'3" senior forward, averaging just under 5 rebounds a game. Had 2 points last night versus Yankton. And those are your Spearfish Spartan starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. As again, it's the final game of the regular season for both the Brookings Bobcats and the Spearfish Spartans. Brookings well out of postseason contention, building for next year. Seniors all on the floor to end their senior season in their Bobcats career, hopefully with a upset win over the Spartans. Spearfish looking to keep their positioning in the top 6. And host a Sodak 16 contest a week from today.
Oh, here we go.
Spearfish in the maroon uniforms, white numerals, silver outlines. Brookings, the white jerseys, black outlines, the red numerals with the black Bobcats across the top. Center tip, won by Vavruska, back to Southern, and we're underway for the final game of the regular season on KDSJ-TV, at least for the regular season, that is. Spearfish starts off with the ball into Vavruska, and Vavruska, again, as he does pretty much every single chance he gets to start the game with the ball first, looking for a shot, but will travel instead.
Looks like he kind of got his feet tangled up there and took an extra step.
Johnson, handoff Anderson, guarded in the man by Corton. Bobcats, again, averaging just about 46 points a contest. Corton with the steal. He goes right by Anderson in the first 2 points of the game, courtesy of Corton.
Bennett Corton, nice steal with the hands there. He was a little frustrated in that game last night, didn't get things really rolling the way he liked.
Bauer goes to the corner. Corner 3 is true for Drew Johnson, matching his point total from Tuesday versus Yankton, and now the Bobcats up 2-3 on the Junic scoreboard. It is that 2-3 zone defense, so, I mean, we might see a lob later in the game.
Nah.
Hush, hush, wink, wink. Inside, Vavruska not able to get the bucket. He able to get his own rebound underneath, tries shooting it from underneath the basket. Rebound is just bounced around like a hot potato and ends up in the hands of the Bobcats. Quickly up the floor is Johnson. Johnson down to the corner to Bauer. Bauer at the block. Wants to drive in on Vavruska, doesn't have a shot. Bauer's rocking the face mask for the Bobcats. Let her fly 3 from the corner by Johnson, no good. Drew Johnson on the shot. Rebound Spearfish into the corner. Corton back out to Southern. Southern drives in the middle of the lane. Bounce pass inside Cooper Gibbs, nice. Who sealed the wing to his backside, and Cooper Gibbs gives Spearfish back the lead.
Oh, nice dish by Mason Southern to find Gibbs down low. Gibbs had a tough game last night, too. A little bit frustrating for him with Yankton. So I'm sure he's looking to get something going here today.
4-3 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Whoa. Nice find by the Bobcats as Gavin Anderson had 2 Spartans getting ready to swat his ball out towards next week, and Jace Bauer waiting at the other block for the easy bucket. Kick out, elbow 3, Cam Davis back rim, no good. Rebound long goes to Southern, and Southern finds Vavruska waiting behind that zone defense, and Cade's first 2 points of the contest comes off of an assist from Southern.
And you see why Southern is one of the leaders in assists in the state, as he's got a couple early.
5:20 left to go in the first quarter. It's 6-5, Spearfish leading the Bobcats. Spin around fadeaway from the block, and it's good right in front of the Spartans, and that's Gavin Johnson. He's got 5 points. And Brookings back to a 1-point lead. Underneath to Vavruska. He wants to go baseline. Caught into some traffic. Now almost turns the ball over. Behind the back pass to Corton. Over to Davis. Davis drives down to the corner. Floater from about 15 feet out, and he gets the bucket to go.
Nice shot by Davis. Found a good spot there to pull up and pull the trigger.
First bucket for Davis, and Spearfish back to a 1-point lead. So back and forth scoring, much like we saw last night. And a 3-bomb from downtown for the Bobcats, and it's Johnson again from 3.
Bobcats find themselves up by 2.
8 points courtesy of Drew Johnson. Vavruska underneath the rim, no good. Got too far underneath the basket. Now Southern with the rebound. Over to Corton. Corton puts up a shot and will be fouled as he was heading to the line. Bauer, the guilty party.
I got to tell you, when Bennett took off on that one, I wasn't sure how that would turn out. He looked a little out of control there, but able to scoot around the defense and draw the foul.
First foul on Bauer. Corton on shoot 2. Carson Sire ready to check in for the Spartans, and Sire will do so as he will head in for Mason Southern.
Good to see Cade Vavruska. Doesn't seem like there's any ill effects. He seems to be moving pretty well after that ankle issue last night.
In 4:17 in the game as Johnson able to get the rebound, falling over, throws it off at Gibbs. And the ball bounces off of Gibbs out of bounds.
Yeah, really nothing else he could do is hope for the best by throwing it off the defense, and it worked.
So now full court pressure by Spearfish. Able to break it was Yankton quickly up the floor. Vavruska wanted to go for the steal in on Gavin Smith. And Vavruska with the reach-in foul. And now Cade will head to the bench for Mason Southern. So Cade exits the game after 2 points. Brookings leads by 1. Baseline for the Bobcats. Johnson, he's got 8 of the 10 points for the Bobcats. Sire able to force the steal, and then a timeout called by head coach Ben Schultz. And Sire, he was the spark plug last night, both offensively and defensively. And I guess he did not get the timeout, and it will just be a turnover. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Sire.
Okay, gotcha.
Bauer in on the block on Gibbs, and a travel.
Wow.
Great defense by Cooper Gibbs as he did not allow Bauer to get anything from the block.
I was going to be, I'm sure Cooper would have been very disappointed had he gotten a foul on that one. I thought initially maybe that was the call, but a travel. You got actually a nice block at the end of that too.
Davis gets a screen from Corton at the elbow. Lob inside to Carson Sire. Sire, a jumper from the block, left a bit short. Rebound Bauer. Now quickly up the floor is Brookings and Huntemer. Huntemer inside to Johnson. Johnson beats the defense of Corton. And well, that's Gavin Smith actually for the first 2.
Well, you're seeing what Brookings is bringing to the table today, and they're no slouches, that's for sure. They are up by 3, and now the back door, and it's made.
They wanted to throw the lob to Davis again, and this time lob left a bit long for Davis, so he instead catches it in reverse layup all in the air. That might be, if not more impressive than the actual dunk. And now the rebound to Davis. He's able to throw it out to Southern, who keeps control of the ball. Spearfish now trails by 1, 12-11 on the Junic scoreboard. So the Bobcats staying with Spearfish. Corton pull up at the lane, no good. Rebound bounced back to Corton. Davis takes it top the key over to the corner. Bennett Corton, corner 3, bingo!
Don't see Bennett hit a lot of 3-pointers, but he was ready on that one and nothing but net.
Bennett up to 5. Spearfish retakes the lead, 14-12 with 2:22 left to go. As Davis wanted to go for the steal, Brookings able to keep it. Outside Johnson three off rim, no good. Rebound bounce back to Smith. Smith putback's no good. Southern commits the foul on Smith after his second offensive board. And Gavin Smith heads to the line.
Well, we've got people flying everywhere and putting out a little bit of energy there, trying for the rebounds and the blocks and getting a little rough.
First free throw by Gavin Smith off the back rim, no good. 3 Bobcats to check in. Noah Lease into the game for the first time, a 6'1" sophomore guard. Number 32, Hayden Jones, a 6'3" freshman forward, and number 43, Jennings Huntemer, a 6'3" freshman forward. So some young players coming in for head coach Joe Fredrickson as Johnson goes 1 for 2 from behind the charity stripe. 14-13 on the Junix scoreboard. Corton going to go baseline, kick out, Davis, corner, 3, bingo.
Cam Davis getting in the act now from the three-point line. Tried a couple earlier, couldn't hit him, then got that one.
Davis 7 points here in the first half. Spearfish back up by 4. Johnson now to the corner with the Jones. Jones pop out Huntemer. Back to Smith. Smith back to Jones and on the block, going up against Cooper Gibbs. Trying to make a move around Gibbs. About got the bucket to go, but it rims out. Rebound Davis. Southern. Southern now to Davis over on the elbow. Left by himself. 3. You can't do that to Cameron Davis.
No, you cannot. And Cam's kind of felt the defense falling away from him. So he moved to a position and let it fly.
10 points for Davis. He's got half of the Spartan points, and now Corton forcing the steal and a block called on the Brookings Bobcats.
Yeah, just unfortunate for the Bobcat there in the wrong place at the wrong time as we look at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. Boom! Corton, quick with the hands, able to get the steal.
As Smith will check out of the game for the Bobcats, and Davis will also take a breather on the bench. Verbruska back for Spearfish, and in for the Bobcats is Jones Huntemer, the senior guard.
Shar Hodges in the game as well. Cooper Gibbs comes out.
1:05 left to go in quarter number 1. 20-13 lead for the Spartans here in the final game of the regular season. And Ashar Hodges did not he didn't quite set a solid screen, and
let's see what we got here. There we go.
Yeah, caught him with the leg. And
yep.
When the defender's body makes that type of motion off of a screen, it makes it pretty easy to call as well.
Yeah, you could tell he had a wide stance.
In the middle of the lane, floater off the window and good. Noah Lease with the bucket in the middle of the lane. So now with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, Brookings staying in pace with the Spartans for the most part. Underneath to Ashar Hodges. It is touched off of Hodges. And Ashar's like, what?
Let's take a look at this one. This one's skimmed close to the floor, but yeah.
So either way, turnover on Spearfish. Meanwhile, all the way through the lane, almost out of control. How did he make that? I have no idea, but that was Noah Lease weaving his body through traffic and pulling the Bobcats within 3.
Talk about bending over backwards.
20 to go on the game clock, and an offensive foul on Ashar Hodges.
Another one.
See if we can catch this on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay.
Ooh, that was a little, I don't know. It looked like he was just fighting to get through there.
Yeah, Ashar was looked to be held up by Huntemer.
I didn't think he was trying to set a pick there.
No, I think
he was just trying to get through.
Yeah, I think they called him open, and now Corton hits the deck. Into the corner, Huntemer, 3, left long, no good. Verbruska with the rebound. Southern at the buzzer, gives it a go, doesn't quite have the distance, and that will do it for quarter number 1.
That was only one?
That was only one. I trust me, I agree.
Well, here you go. It's a 2017 lead. Spartans by 3. They put 20 up in the first quarter, but they allow 17. So we'll be back with quarter number 2. KDSJ-TV coverage of high school basketball back after this.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Back after the first quarter, Spearfish leading the Bobcats 20-17 here on KDSJ Sports, KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. KDSJ Radio currently with Black Hills State University basketball in the final regular season contest for both the women's and men's Yellow Jacket squads here in town. A lot of basketball here in the Queen City as a step through a shot floater at the free throw line's no good for the Bobcats. Noah Lease, he's had a few acrobatic shots already today. But now Spearfish with their first possession.
Southern kind of getting everything set up.
As into the block is Vavruska, takes on the contact, able to get the bucket. As Vavruska cuts into the lane and gets the bucket and his second field goal of the day. 22-17. Lead is 5 for Spearfish. Ball swung around the perimeter, now into the corner to Bauer. Bauer wants to drive in on Corton, trying to make a move, and he does. Able to get the kiss off the glass on the floater on Corton and get the bucket.
Yeah, nice move as Bauer just kept, bodying up with Corton and able to win that battle.
Southern swung over top the key. Vavruska wants to drive. Nice find underneath the Southern into the corner. Corton, 3 no good. Rebound is going to go over the back on Cooper Gibbs. And right now the Bobcats, for a 1-18 team, keeping right up with the Spartans.
Well, they are. They, again, don't discount a team that constantly has to play competition that is ridiculously good.
22-19, Spearfish trying to break a 3-game losing streak going into the Sodak 16. Brookings playing for pride and for the upset. Underneath, floater off the cut, and it is good for Jennings Huntemer, his first bucket, as the Spartan defense, after a 3-point lead, turned into a 5-point lead, turned into a 1-point lead, 22-21 on the scoreboard. Now Spearfish trying to find someone open. Stop, drop, top key, 3. Davis front rim, no good. And Brookings doing a great job boxing out the Spartans, not allowing any second chance opportunities. Now up the floor, Smith, the layup left a bit short. Good defense by Southern. Southern stops at the lane, handoff to Gibbs. Ball hits the floor. Gibbs able to get it back, and he throws it straight to Huntemer. So now Brookings with a little bit of pace. Inside, one to get the bounce pass underneath to Jones, intercepted by Vavruska. Here's Davis back down to the block. Kick out to Gibbs. Vavruska lets it fly from the outside. Back rim, no good. Rebound to Gavin Smith.
A little bit sloppy.
Spearfish, they've been able to get a few stops the last few possessions. Bauer trying to back down on Davis. Still trying to find someone, doesn't have a shot. Kick out deep, 3 for Brookings, off the glass, no good. And the rebound bounces off of Vavruska, and Gibbs ends up in the hands of Bauer. Inside, Huntemer knocked out, and no one's grabbing the ball. The ball's still loose. Now over to Bauer. Bauer sends Davis by, and the shot off the glass, no good. And the rebound to Corton, and now both Bobcats and Spartans hitting the deck.
Yeah, Corton gets up slow. Bauer gets up slow for the Bobcats, and getting rough.
Gibbs will take a seat.
And we're going to have a timeout.
Timeout, Spearfish, 30-second timeout, and I think we can sneak a 30-second one in with them.
All right.
22-21, Spearfish leading the Bobcats. We're back in 30.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Welcome back to the Spearfish High School gym. After that Coach Schultz timeout, he's got 4. Brookings has got 5. Reminder, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube. You can rewatch this broadcast and all of our previous sports broadcasts from the 2025-26 basketball season, all on our YouTube page. And also for the local news and sports happenings in the Black Hills, follow us on Facebook on Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. You can also watch KDSJ-TV broadcasts from Facebook as well. Back to action here in Spearfish. The Spartans trying to move the ball on the elbow. Cam Davis, corner, elbow 3, you betcha.
Yeah, is that his third?
I believe so.
Yeah, so Cam lighting it up now from the outside. Missed a couple early on, but he's been true ever since.
13 points for Davis. Lead is back up to 4 for Spearfish. I think they have led by as much as about 5. Spun around shot, taken in the lane by Brookings, no good. But the rebound has been a battle the entire day. Corton able to keep it, took on contact from Huntemer. Now Corton goes around a defender, can't get the finish. Huntemer on the rebound.
Bennett made a nice move, just couldn't get it up over the rim.
So now the Bobcats need to find something on offense. As Corton has the ball knocked out of the Bobcats' hands, goes into the elbow 3 for Brookings, and getting patered is Hayden Jones.
So every time the Spartans make a good defensive play, there's a good offensive play by the Bobcats to keep them right back in this thing.
It's oddly familiar to last night.
Yes.
Here's Sire on the elbow. He was our superior performer. Underneath was Corton. He had it and then has to just throw it out. And just right now the Spartans might still be asleep. Here's Davis floater from about the back volleyball line for good. 2 more points for Davis. He's got 15. He ended all of last game with 20 versus Yankton. The Brookings Bobcats has been able to respond every single possession so far this half, and
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout, as in a bit of trouble was Noah Lease. And we'll have another timeout. Let's send it over to Paula James with our friendly neighborhood Junix scoreboard.
See what we got this afternoon. Again, Watertown, they beat Piertia Frigg 74-45 earlier. Washington beat Central 55-46. 72-48, Jefferson leading Stevens at the end of 3. Yankton leading Douglas 55-29, start of the 4th. Boys action this afternoon. Again, the last day of the regular season. Sodak 16 matches for all classes will be determined after the end of today, I would assume. Of course, the girls' regional games, girls' Sodak 16 games decided. And a few that pay attention to the listening area includes St. Thomas More going to Chamberlain to take on Sioux Valley. And right here in Spearfish, the Harding County Lady Ranchers will battle Jones County with a trip to the Class B state championship on the line. Huntemer into the contact of Gibbs, can't get the bucket to go. Rebound, Hughes, who checks into the game for the first time. Sire dribbles now to the elbow, inside to Gibbs into a double team, and then Huntemer commits the foul on Cooper Gibbs. And Gibbs and Jennings Huntemer have been going really back and forth since the jump. They have, and going back to that Sodak 16 game, Harding County, that's right here. That is right here, and we will have it right here on KDSJ-TV as well next Thursday. See if Jones County or Harding County can punch their ticket to the Class B Girls State Championship Tournament. Spearfish trying to hold on to their seeding for a Sodak 16 berth, as well as Gibbs lost the ball in the spin move, and Huntemer lost the ball going out of bounds. And little indecision from the referee, but I think this is the right call. Ooh, maybe not. It might have went off of. Yep.
Hughes.
Yeah, I think it went off his leg.
Of course, the officials do not have KDSJ-TV's replay capabilities,
They
unfortunately.
do not. They do. No, that's not unfortunate. We'd be here all night.
Yeah, that's true. They might be watching us instead of calling the game.
There you go.
Then we might get out of here sooner. Lob to Gibbs, beating the defense on the block, but he can't get the bounce.
Found himself a little far under the hoop.
The lead is still 3 for Spearfish. And the Bobcats, much like what the girls did last season to the Spearfish Lady Spartans, the Bobcats boys team giving the Spartan boys team all they can handle here this afternoon as we reach under 2 minutes left to go. Lob that wants to go baseline, and pass was intended for Gavin Smith, and they're going to say Carson Sire shoved him.
Just his first.
1:54 left to go in the first half. Our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show coming up next. Thomas Hughes with almost the interception, and they will say it's off of Brookings. We will replay this one to see if it is the right call. I think it was.
Yeah, he had a hold of it, and then it looked like Bauer was able to kind of just push it out of his hands.
27-24 in the Junior scoreboard. Under 1:45 left to go. Southern into the corner, gets it out to Sire. Sire picks up his dribble. Hughes, Davis, elbow, deep three. Cam Davis, back rim, no good, and the rebound, Huntemer. And Huntemer probably should have traveled with it, but he also should have been pushed by Gibbs, and no call either way. Lead still 3 for Brookings, and Brookings will commit the turnover.
Just a miscommunication there, not as clean as they want to play either.
Corton will check into the game for Southern. Smith will take a seat. Anderson will take a seat. And Jones Huntemer will follow the other two to the bench. And in for the Bobcats is number 32, Hayden Jones. Number 12, Gavin Smith. Drew Johnson. And see where else I could find. Corner 3, Davis. Too easy.
Got another one to knock down there as Cameron Davis is really heated up this afternoon from three-point land.
18 points in the first half. 2 away from his point total all last game versus Yankton. 20 seconds left to go in the first half. Spun around, a shot over Davis, no good, and Davis with the great defense and the rebound to complete it. Davis up the floor, makes a move around the Brookings defenders, and my goodness, he is must-see TV.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. Last year, I think he would have missed that layup, but he's figured out, and now a foul. He's figured out this year how to get the touch on those, and he's made way more of those than he's missed.
Let's check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay.
Remember last year they would streak to the hoop, layup, miss so many times. And now they seem to be able to get that figured out.
The foul was called on Corton. He's got 2.
I think they called it on Sire. I see number
Sire,
11
yes.
on the board, yeah.
You have a better view of the board than I do because they do not have fouls put up on this Jumbotron to the left of our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Lease goes 1 for 2 from behind the free throw line, makes it 32-26. 6-point lead for Spearfish. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds left to go before we hit our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. And Corton and the Spartans are going to use all of it.
There we go.
Corton, free throw line, Gibbs into the corner. 2 seconds left to go. Deep 3. Corton at the buzzer. Didn't quite hit Pater. And the Spartans will take a 6-point lead going into halftime, 32-26 after the first 16 minutes.
All right, let's head to halftime. The Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show coming up. It's the last regular season game of the year before the Sodak 16 for both the boys and girls and Spearfish. We're back in 2 on KDSJ-TV.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Real value starts at Unix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, your hometown dealer on West Jackson and Spearfish. Shop our wide selection, schedule expert service, and see the just arrived Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're dedicated to helping you drive home happy, whether you're searching for a new ride or keeping yours running strong. Stop in or visit our website to experience the Junix difference. Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, where service, selection, and savings come together for you.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off by 90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The Stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The Stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Welcome into our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show, being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and Spearfish. Give them a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. While the Spearfish boys leading the Brookings Bobcats 32-26. Earlier today on KDSJ Sports, the Lady Spartans. This is the wrong score sheet. That was from last night. There we go. We already talked about Yankton last night, Coach. I don't know if we really want to beat a dead horse there, but the Spearfish Lady Spartans with the win over the Brookings Lady Bobcats tonight, 59-27. And here to join us again with our post-game show, head coach Dakota Johnson to help recap game number one. And, Coach, a little bit slow start. I don't know if it was just the emotional hangover from last night and that close win, gutsy win versus Yankton, but I want to start off with, again, your seniors. 5 seniors have all contributed this season. They've just slowly grown throughout the year, and it's not very common you get 5 seniors in the starting lineup in girls basketball. But talk about the performance of your seniors, not only this game, but throughout really the entire season.
I'm just so proud of them, and I'm very happy that we were able to give them the senior weekend that they deserve, what they've given to this program and the impact that they've had both on and off the floor. And obviously not just in the scoring column. They just give so much leadership to us, and they're a huge reason why we are where we're at, not just this year, but in the previous years as well. So they deserve to have 2 wins on their home floor to wrap up their career here as a Spearfish Spartan in the regular season.
Again, after the 3-game losing streak, you guys had that win last night versus Yankton. Now to finish what is looking like their final game as Spartans here on this floor versus Brookings. Really in the contest, you kept pace. You kept outpacing the Bobcats offensively. Addie Bowman with 18 points to lead all scorers. And just talk about her development from not only at the beginning of the season, but when you first had her as an 8th grader or freshman and how she's developed through the program.
You know, Addie's just, I mean, she's just tough as nails, and she's just here about the business, and, you know, she doesn't care who she's going against. She's just here to play and make others around her better, and I think she does a great job of that, and she's the type of, she's always been a utility player for us, where if there's a need, she'll step in and she'll fill that need and do it at a high level, and, you know, so she capped off her home stance in you know, memorable and deserving fashion for sure.
Kate Scharf, 16 points as well after the last few contests. Not really scoring the ball as much as she has throughout her career, but able to get right tonight, this afternoon versus Brookings. And Kate has triggered a bunch of moments in this gym as well. And they just talk about the sharpshooter as, again, she played her possibly final game in her career on this floor this afternoon as well.
You know, she's definitely made a lot of shots on this floor, and so it was fitting for her to kind of end that way. You know, it was kind of cold last night and kind of got into some foul trouble, and I know that was frustrating for her, so I think she responded really well, and you know, like you said, capped off this home floor stance in a memorable fashion, and you know, hit some big shots for us to kind of push us over the edge and kind of get us in a comfortable lead, and just did what she's supposed to do and what she's been doing for us all year and throughout her career.
Really in the first half, especially in the first half, your team might have seemed, like as we alluded to previously, maybe a little bit slow to start the game, maybe a little bit sloppy in terms of passing and trying to run your offense. But coming off the bench, Sierra Sanford and Eisenbarth. Eisenbarth has been able to shoot the ball fantastic from beyond the perimeter. Those two are just a microwave for your team. The moment they hit the floor, the intensity turns up a notch. And talk about having Sanford and Eisenbarth this season, how they've developed, and two athletes that you'll probably rely on a bunch come next year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've been a spark for us every time they come off the bench, and we knew we were going to need that, and we kind of talked about that in the preseason, and that's what we're going to need from them, and they've been filling that role for us and doing a great job, and really kind of finding a rhythm. I think Anna's finding her rhythm, and Sierra's in tune to what her job is defensively, and I'm just really proud of how they kind of accepted their roles this year and did a great job at it.
So you end the season 12-8. Again, outside looking in for hosting a SODAC 16 contest, but I mean, Sioux Falls Jefferson won on the road last year in Aberdeen to punch their ticket to the SODAC 16. It is possible, and again, unofficially, it's looking like either Harrisburg or Mitchell, two teams that you beat Mitchell earlier this season on this floor, and then you were, again, a handful of plays away going up against Harrisburg. I guess before you really find out who your opponent is, what do you want to work on in the next week of practice before the postseason, and what do you expect from your team to prepare for what will be a very physical match, no matter if you go to Harrisburg or Mitchell?
You know, I think we really just have to get our minds right. Everyone's 0-0 now. It doesn't matter what your record is. It's going to come down to who wants it more, you know, in that 32 minutes that you get to punch your ticket to the state tournament. So we're going to have to, like I said, get our minds right for that, make sure we're nice and healthy and taking care of business on and off the floor. And, you know, once we figure out for sure who it is, we'll start game planning and enjoy this senior weekend that we had. And then tomorrow it's, you know, back to business, getting to work, and hopefully we can put something together.
Perfect. Coach, thanks again for joining us like you've done throughout the entire season, and we'll talk to you next week.
You bet, thanks.
That's head coach Dakota Johnson joining us with our post-game show, and we will take a quick timeout, come back with the second half here with KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Back to the Spearfish High School gym, and again, a big shout out to head coach Dakota Johnson from the Spearfish Lady Spartans joining us with our halftime show to recap game number one. Quick look at scoring for both of these teams. Leading scorer on the game, Cameron Davis with 20, 6 from Bennett Corton, 4 from Cade Vavruska, 2 from Cooper Gibbs, 8 from Drew Johnson all in the first quarter, 4 from Jace Bauer, 3 from Gavin Smith, 3 from Hayden Jones, 2 from Jennings Huntemer as we return with quarter number 3. And Cam Davis, the halftime break doesn't even matter. There, now we're caught up on things. Cam Davis with the early bucket to take a 34-26 lead, and then right off the jump for Brookings. He was on fire in the first half, quiet in first quarter, quiet in the second quarter. Now coming out with a big 3, Drew Johnson for the Bobcats. Vavruska 3, no good. His ball stolen away by Corton on the rebound, and he gets the putback. Oh, hey, you're muted. There you go.
now blocked.
Steal by Davis. He's going to go up, and he thought about the dunk, and he had pressure right away from the Bobcats, but I don't think Brookings wanted to have a slam-a-jam on their film.
No, probably not.
Davis with another layup. He's got 24. Top key 3, Bauer. It does not strike iron, and the rebound, Vavruska up to Southern. Spearfish looking having a little more urgency here at the beginning of the third quarter. Top key 3 by Vavruska, no good. Brookings about going out of bounds on the rebound, but they keep it. Into the short corner with Bauer, top key Anderson. Swung over to Smith on the elbow, top to Bauer. Brookings trying to figure out their spacing. Top to key 3, he's been feeling it and getting the shooter's bounce. Was Drew Johnson with his second 3 in the third quarter.
So now the Spartans by 6.
38-32. Spearfish adding, both teams adding 6 here in the third quarter. Gibbs at the top of the key, goes back to the corner with Southern. Southern from the free throw line, out to Davis. Davis shaking and baking along the perimeter. Into Southern in the corner. Southern drives, bounce pass inside, Cooper Gibbs. And Southern had that lined up from the start.
You could tell he was going to penetrate, draw the defense, dish it off.
He's not leading Class AA in assists for nothing. 40-32, lead up to 8 for Spearfish. Into the short corner with Huntemer. Going up against Southern, now into the corner, Johnson. He's had the hot hand. He gets the ball back. He'll set up from the elbow, lets it fly, back iron, hits the top of the support beam, holding up the hoop, and it will be classified as out of bounds.
So the Spartans got it by 8. They got the ball back. There's 5 minutes left in this third quarter here. No fouls yet to speak of in half number 2.
I think that was the second stoppage of play this second half so far. Corton inside to Gibbs, double team, spun around, taking on contact, doesn't get the foul. And now Spearfish having to play defense. Over to Bauer, top of the key. Bauer drives in on the Spartans. Jump stop stripped away by Sire. Ball will go out of bounds, and just touching it on the baseline was Corton, and Brookings survives the turnover.
That was a close one. And the Spartans will have to play the D here, leading by 8. 4:44 to go.
Lead is still 8. Brookings lob inbounds to Jones Huntemer. Now over to Smith. Smith inside. The ball knocked out of there by Southern. Now a battle on the floor and a jump ball between Bauer and Sire.
Guys all tangled up. They peel themselves apart, and the ball stays with Brookings.
Realize I didn't switch my camera angle. Anyways, to inbounds is Anderson. Trying to find someone. He's running out of time, and he did. Great defense on the inbounds by Spearfish. Still clinging to an 8-point lead, 40-32.
Yeah, the Spartans haven't been able to distance themselves from the 1-18 Brookings Bobcats. And so I wonder what the conversation at the half was with Coach Schultz. Kick out.
Corner 3, Sire front rim, no good. Southern leaps for the rebound. Southern will just take it back into the lane. He leaves it short on the rim. Rebound, Jones Huntemer. Cross-court pass to Johnson. Johnson 3, front rim, no good as Bauer hits the deck. Don't know what happened there. Davis from coast to coast. Nice find from Southern to Cam Davis.
Again, compliments to Cam Davis. He has really done a great job on high-speed layups this year, whereas last year he was a bit out of control, and this year he seems to have it under control as we take a look at it on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. The reverse layup as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second break as well. The Spartans got it by 10. We'll be back with more second half of the third quarter coming up on KDSJ-TV.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Clayson Davis, Paul James in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine and Broadcast booth. Also helping us running the camera as well on KDSJ-TV. Haley Treasure joining us from Spearfish High School, our intern this spring semester. Helping us out social media-wise, helping us out with graphics, photography, all the artsy stuff that I am not good at. After that, Brookings timeout, 10-point lead for Spearfish, 42-32, 3:58 left to go in the third quarter. After that, Joe Fredrickson timeout. He's got 3 the rest of this contest. As into the corner, Jones, he's had the hot hand for Brookings, and he continues with another 3.
Boy, he's knocking them down from out there. You see the confidence. We saw it last night. And now tough pass that gets picked away. There was an open trailing Gibbs there, but steal.
So now the Bobcats swung over to Lease. Back up top, Huntemer over to Jones. Huntemer. Jones wanting to find something, gets double teamed, and then a steal forced by Corton. Quick hands, Corton going into the defense. Kiss off the glass in the middle of the square, and it is true for Bennett. Nice move by Bennett Corton, his first bucket of the second half. Huntemer, and another steal by Corton. Heads up, Corton does not slam it home, but the reverse layup is good, and now Corton's defense starting to put some distance between the Spartans and the Brookings. The lead is now 11, largest lead of the game. Brookings top the key, Jones, Huntemer. Now over to Lease, handoff Jones, back to Jones, or Johnson that is. Huntemer inside, on Sire, Huntemer has it stripped. Corton and Jones, Huntemer hits the deck, and over and back called on Brookings, and the Bobcats thought there was a tip. I did not get it on replay, or else I would show it.
Yeah, there was away from the ball. All I saw was a Bobcat and a Spartan hit the deck, and ends up with a turnover here. Spartans by 11.
As Jennings Huntemer will take a seat. Gavin Smith will check in. And we will move the inbounds now to the Spearfish side of the court. Corton gets a screen at top key by Gibbs. Gibbs now on the elbow, top over to Davis. Davis into the corner, Southern, thought about the 3, gets some distance on Johnson and nails it in his face.
He must have just had the confidence, the feel. He doesn't take an incredible amount, but he made that one, and now a foul and a putback for 2. Offensive rebounding by the Bobcats. Take a look at this one.
As it was a missed layup by Huntemer, but then the trailer for the Bobcats, Hayden Jones with the putback and an opportunity at a 3-point play. Foul called. I do not see on who. Looks
Bennett.
to be on Bennett.
Yep.
Free throw is good. And now Jones got 6 in the contest. Here's Corton slicing through the defense like a hot knife through butter in the middle of the lane, and Bennett Corton is starting to take over this third quarter. Leads now 51-38. Lease in the corner, Jones Huntemer wants to find a cutter on the inside. The ball is knocked out of bounds as the ref, our law on the court, screams it into our mic. Sam Marcus to check in for the first time for Carson Sire. Marcus, a senior, 6'1" senior center / forward. A really good punter and kicker. Signed to play football and track, throw the javelin at Dakota State.
Mason Southern going to pick up the kind of the hand check foul up top. And that is his second.
Southern, who hit the three just moments ago.
Biggest lead of the game for Spearfish thus far. They're up by 13.
Jones Huntemer will take a seat. And Jace Bauer, the 6'2" senior, will return for Brookings. Inside on Marcus was Jones. Now ball top the key. Over to Smith, now to Bauer. Bauer on the elbow will hand off to Johnson, and his shot might have been partially deflected as it did not strike iron. Now Southern from the free throw line. Backs out. Now Southern going around the world. Top the key, Corton. Corton going around the defense. Can't get the finish. And now Southern knocks the ball out of bounds off of Brookings.
And they don't like that, but I think that's correct. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Southern touched it.
They're all pointing at each other.
It's like a false start in football.
Yep.
Davis tops key, gets the handoff from Marcus. Marcus going to go baseline. Underneath, reverse layup. Can't get it to bounce, and then Marcus decks Bauer to the floor.
That's his linebacker days coming out there.
Oh, yeah. So Marcus picks up his first foul. As Johnson will head to the bench. Drew Johnson, the senior for Brookings. Senior heavy Brookings squad. 6 seniors on this year's team, and Southern wanted to go for the steal, and then the reach around on Smith will give Southern his third foul.
Yeah, Mason trying to reach in there and break it up, but he gets whistled for the foul. And he'll check out.
So Southern with 3 fouls and 3 points. Thomas Hughes in for the Spartans. Inbound, step back, 3 from the corner, and it's good for the Brookings Bobcats. And the 3 courtesy of Gavin Smith.
Corton.
And Corton is continuing to take over this game.
I'm just going to go to the rim every time. Whoa, and no call there. Man.
We're letting them play. I guess our law on the court's got weekend plans too. Bauer driving in on Hughes, kick out to Lease. With 13 to go on the game clock here in the third quarter, Spearfish leading by 12. Lease trying to drive in on Corton, running out of time. Corton picks up the foul on Lease, who was losing his footing on Bennett.
So that'll be a shooting foul. That would have been a 15 foul anyway.
So the final 4 seconds left to go in the third quarter. If there happens to be another Spearfish foul, it will send Brookings back to the free throw line, as the first free throw by Lease is good. Lease with 7 in the contest. Someone's killing a baby goat in the gym. Second free throw good. Here comes Corton, coast to coast at the buzzer. Got it! Of course, I forgot to switch my camera angle. Good thing we have replay.
Well, he knew how much time he needed to get to the other end of the floor, and he did it. Well, there's 3 quarters in the books. Spartans leading by 12, 55-43 as we head to quarter number 4. take a timeout. Be back with that final regular season quarter of the season on KDSJ-TV after this.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
And we're back at the Spearfish High School gym. The 4th and final quarter of the regular season for both teams. Spearfish leading 55-43. We'll find out where Spearfish will end up in the Sodak 16 after this contest. But they have work to do versus Brookings, who has not made it easy on the Spartans. Corner 3, Cam Davis, and he's tired of Corton taking over the game.
Yeah, let me play. I haven't hit a three-pointer in 3 minutes.
That's a drought, according to Davis. 58-43 on the Junix scoreboard. Brookings, again, well out of the Sodak 16. Playing for pride and playing for the seniors. Anderson trying to get around Corton, and Corton with a good defense as Anderson with the bucket over Bennett.
Yeah, they just will not go away. They're a 1-18 team, but no one can tell them they quit.
Underneath, Vavruska hasn't had a lot of playing time today. Can't get the bucket underneath. Anderson back with the ball. Wants to drive in on Southern. Anderson on the baseline. Kick out to Huntemer. Johnson, Huntemer out to the other Huntemer, and it's stolen away. Here comes Corton. Corton, handoff, Davis, reverse layup. And that is a snapshot of this entire game in a nutshell. It is Cam Davis and Bennett Corton making plays. 31 for Cam Davis. Anderson still trying to back down a Southern. Anderson does just that and will shoot the basket right over Mason. So Anderson with back-to-back buckets. 60-47. Davis, deep 3 from the elbow, and it just keeps coming.
That's his highest point output of the season. He's got 34. And now a little shove there.
And I think Davis, he's a little bit hobbled going to the bench.
I think Cade Vavruska there, he was thinking, I barely touched him. I'm not that strong.
I think Cade would disagree with you. Inbounds to Johnson, Huntemer. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson misses the 3, but will be fouled by Gibbs on the closeout.
Yeah, we'll see this here as Gibbs. Oh boy, that I saw some daylight there. I side with Cooper on that one, but nonetheless at the line, a 3-shot foul here.
First shot by Johnson is good. Drew Johnson has quietly had himself an impressive performance as well. He's got 18. Now 19 on the second free throw of 3 as Hughes will check in for Mason Southern. Third free throw is no good, so 2 for 3 for Johnson from the charity stripe trip. 5:46 left to go in the regular season for both teams. As Corton out to Sire. Sire back to Corton, top the key. Will fake the handoff, wants to go baseline. Into the contact, can't get the bucket to go, but will be fouled.
Nice job by Corton, showing some strength there, going up against some of the tall guys down low. He gets fouled. Darn near got it to go in, but it spun off at the last second.
Corton realized that Davis is out the game. It's like, hey, here's my chance to catch up in points. Davis walking around on the bench, maybe trying to get loose, and maybe it was an ankle or something that he tweaked the last time he was in. But currently sitting on the bench after walking around as Corton hits the second free throw. First point in the fourth quarter, he's got 19. Handoff, Johnson. Over to Anderson on the elbow, inside. Jones, Huntemer wants to back in on Gibbs. Jones trying to go around the world on Gibbs and will get the floater over Cooper. So honestly, the post play for the Bobcats has been pretty good this game.
Yeah, they've been able to do some damage down low.
Gibbs over to Hughes, now in the corner of Vavruska. Vavruska drives clear to the corner.
Whoa.
Sire, ball deflected off of the beak of Corton, stolen right back by Vavruska. Over to Sire. Sire with the layup, too strong.
Oh, it was a pretty pass, too.
Davis is looking to check back in for Spearfish. 64-51 on the Junic scoreboard. Going in the lane and getting more points in the paint. Drew Johnson, and he's up to 21 in the contest.
Now
and
timeout.
Timeout by head coach Ben Schultz, 64-53. So the lead is back to 11 for Spearfish, but still plenty of time for the Bobcats to claw their way back into it. Let's take a timeout as well. Spearfish and Brookings, 4:26 left to go in the regular season. We're back after this timeout here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook.
And the clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Back to Spearfish, and you know, in the radio business, there's a reason why half of us do this, because we're not mathematicians.
Right.
And we're not too confident in our math. Unlike us, I think Aero TV is confident in their math, tuning in on KDSJ Sports, as they say, if Spearfish wins, they were to stay 8th seed and host T. If Brookings wins, Spearfish would drop to 9 with a 4.25 a seed point average, and then they would travel to T, assuming their math is correct.
I see. So you can see their comment on our YouTube page. Thanks for watching, you guys.
And I am confident in their math more than I am in mine.
Now pass down low, almost gets away. Spartans reset.
Good, let's stop talking about math before I get a headache.
Yeah, that'll make the smoke come out the ears.
Sire's going to go baseline, inside to Gibbs into a double team. One to go back door to Sire underneath the basket, and it actually was the closest Spartan to it was athletic director Dalton Wainman.
Problem, he doesn't have a uniform.
I bet if you asked him, he wish he had a uniform
Suit up,
on.
baby. Let's go.
Last home game of the regular season. Last regular season game for the Bobcats, trying to still make this a contest. Johnson wanted to go with the bounce pass, spun around, trying to get the steal with Corton on Anderson, and it will be a jump ball.
You can hear the referees telling them, easy, we got a jump ball, so somebody's always got to come out of the pile with the ball, though. You know, it's kind of like
not
football.
yeah, but football, I feel like there's more.
More jabs.
Yeah.
Cheap shots.
Pinching,
yeah.
Eye poking, biting.
Oh.
If it's the longest yard, you put a cigarette out on a dude's arm. A lot of stuff happens at the bottom of the football pile.
Hopefully not that.
Might raise some concerns. 2 seconds left to go in the shot clock. Johnson
no way.
will not get it off as he lets it rain off the backboard. And
I think they just lost track. Didn't realize
I think they did too.
That shot clock was running down so quick.
So yeah, if we look at the power points, Spearfish right now is 6th, but they will not receive very many points if they beat Brookings, who's 1-18 on the season. So I think that would drop Spearfish to below O'Gorman. And Brandon Valley has the win over Spearfish. So I don't know if that plays a part into it. 3 by Sire off the front rim, no good. Lead is still 11 for the Bobcats. And Johnson lost his foot, and he hits the ground, and that's Lease,
hobbling.
that is. Lease now gets the ball right after he hits the deck and nails the free.
What?
Was that planned?
What? Oh, my goodness. So he's out. Now all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I got it. Boom.
I don't think it was planned, but it was just.
I mean. Huh? What just happened? I thought he hurt himself.
I thought
badly.
he did. I mean, yeah, he was on the ground for a few seconds and wasn't getting up very fast, and then before you know it, he hits it from Jackson Boulevard.
I mean, I don't know what just happened there.
And
but
it puts the Bobcats now within 8.
That was a huge 3. Of course, 11-point lead down to 8. And Spartans talking about this. Coach Ben Schultz, 3 timeouts left for Spearfish, 2 for Brookings as we get close to the end of this one. So again, extremely important game if the math that Arrow TV is doing is correct. The Spartans would have to win this to host.
Again, if the Sodak 16 started as the standing stood right now, Spearfish would be a 6th seed, hosting either Jefferson or Washington.
But
right now, they are ahead of O'Gorman. Spearfish has 41.842 power points. O'Gorman has 41.7. But what Spearfish, I think, would lose points if they were to win, because it's an average after they have these points awarded from the Bobcats.
I tried it last year to figure out power points.
Oh yeah, we were way off.
I thought, I got this. No, I didn't have it.
It's a lot of math that you and I are not paid to do.
Yeah, no, I didn't have it.
Spearfish got to take care of business first. Corton going baseline, gets the finger roll off the glass, and good for the layup.
The English on that one got it to spin up over the rim.
Season high for Corton, 21. As now baseline, Sire on the defense with the deflection. Sire with the block. Davis able to get around the defense, and now Southern takes it and will take the air out of the basketball.
Yep, good move. Run some time. You do not need to be in a hurry.
Corton swung over to Sire on the elbow. Sire goes baseline, cut off. Ball deflected, not off of Brookings. They say Sire throws it out of bounds. Let's check it out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. And yeah,
I think he did. Just lost control of it.
Yep. Just a bit outside as he tried the corner and missed. KDSJ High School baseball coming up this spring and summer as well.
Yeah, man, that ain't far away either.
It is sneaking right up. Speaking of sneaking up, the Bobcats trying to make a game out of this contest. Pull up from the free throw line, no good by Bauer. Rebound by Corton. Now we've reached under 2 minutes. And it's a 10-point contest, 66-56. The Bobcats have given the Spartans more than they can, not quite more than they can handle, but
more maybe than they thought they would see
Yeah, more than they
today.
expected, as Sire is going to get blocked heading to the block. Bauer will pick up his 3rd. So now Southern inbound. Trying to find someone. Has to just lob it high for Corton, who takes it top of the key, and now we'll get it back to the point guard in Mason Southern. 30 on the shot clock. Spearfish were to take a shot clock violation, he'll leave it with 1 minute left to go in the game. Sire back to Southern. You run through this enough times in practice. Spearfish now trying to do the same in the game. Hand off to Corton, running out of time. Back over to Southern. Southern spun around, trying to get his way to the rim, and he can't get the bounce to go. Rebound to Bauer, quickly up floor. Johnson, stop, drop, elbow three, blocked by Sire again. Sire with the ball, under a minute left to go. And a double team by the Bobcats, and foul on Drew Johnson. First foul on Johnson, and it looks like the Bobcats seniors will head to the bench, and that will do it for their career.
Yep, the hand they get from quite a few Brookings fans here.
Good Brookings crowd on hand. Ashar Hodges, Isaac Wilson, and Sam Marcus to check in as well. So Spearfish, again, according to math, as of now would host. If they host T area, we remember that performance last season for the Sodak 16. That was just an insane atmosphere in Spearfish, and we could have part 2 coming up next Saturday.
So the Spartans just letting it tick.
Wilson inside to...
Oh, there's Marcus.
Sam Marcus gets his way into the recap with the assist from Isaac Wilson. Meanwhile, on the other side, a layup by number 33, Kingston Schneider, 5'10" junior guard. It is now 68-58. It says 9 on our scorebook, but it is indeed not 9.
That is indeed correct. It is not 9.
And that will do it for the regular season. Spearfish ends the regular season 15-5 to break a 3-game losing streak. Brookings ends their regular season at 1-19. Good effort by the Bobcats. They for sure kept it interesting throughout most of the contest, and they gave Spartans a run for it, but could not find 11 extra points to beat the Spartans, as they will go 0-2 this road trip, and Spearfish will break a 3-game losing streak and will now turn their attention toward the playoffs.
That's right, a week away from that as the regular season comes to a close, but we've got more coming up. Of course, 3 Sodak 16 games next week. The Stadium Sports Grill post-game show is on the way for you too. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Hillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy. affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillin Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillin Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
Collisions happen.
Welcome back to the Spearfish High School gym, where the Spartans victorious over the Brookings Bobcats 68-58 today in Spearfish to end the regular season at 15-5, as the Spartans now await to see where they will end up seeding-wise for the Sodak 16. And I'm trying to get that pulled up now. I highly doubt they have it updated. In the meantime, it's our post-game show being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill in downtown Spearfish, where sports fans meet. As the Bobcats kept pace with the Spartans really for most of the contest, but again, just short of 11 points before they could really find anything to help push the Bobcats over top of the Spartans. We go through scoring. It was 20-7 after the end of the first, 32-26 after the second, going into halftime. 55-43 after the third, and 68-58 the final. As we go through scoring, first of all, for the Brookings Bobcats, finishing up some stats here on KDSJ Sports. We all know how good math is here with our crew. But starting with the Brookings Bobcats, got a good chunk of players in scoring today. They were led by Drew Johnson, the senior, in his final game as a Brookings Bobcat with 21 points, followed by Noah Lease with 11. 10 points from Gavin Smith. And then there's 6 points from Hayden Jones. A bucket from Kingston Schneider, Jennings Huntemer, Jones Huntemer, and then 4 from Jace Bauer. Meanwhile, for the Spearfish Spartans, 6 in scoring for Spearfish, led by Cam Davis with 34 points. Followed up by Bennett Corton with 21. 4 points apiece from Cade Vavruska, Cooper Gibbs, 3 from Mason Southern, and then a bucket by Sam Marcus as well. So that's a look at scoring for both teams as we roll through our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. Again, Sodak 16 for both not only the Spearfish boys, but Spearfish girls, but also Harding County girls. Sodak 16 games next week right here on KDSJ Sports. We start off on Thursday, where the Harding County Lady Ranchers will take on Jones County right here in Spearfish for the girls Class B Sodak 16. That is next Thursday here on KDSJ Sports, right here on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Then on Friday, Spearfish, as of now, unofficially looks to hit the road and will take on what we believe is the Mitchell Colonels. Unofficially, Spearfish beat Mitchell earlier this season via 20-point comeback fashion right here in Spearfish. So that could be a pretty fun game to do as well. The Colonels looking to exact revenge on Spearfish. And then on Saturday, the Spearfish Spartan boys basketball team will also be in the Sodak 16, probably a home game versus who, yet to be determined. So I'm checking out the standings right now, see if they've updated. And they have not, so we will keep an eye on that. Stay tuned to our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ for updates throughout the next few days or even the next 24 to 48 hours to see where the Spartans will go, if they do go anywhere, for the postseason. Meanwhile, Brookings, their season ends at 1-19 under head coach Joe Fredrickson, and 6 seniors will graduate out of the program. But again, a lot of youth with this Brookings Bobcats squad, and even in the school of Brookings, lots of athleticism for the Bobcats that they all have to use for basketball. I believe the Spartans will see it next year on the gridiron, as I think unofficially the Spartans will take on the Bobcats for the next 2 seasons in football. As head coach Ben Schultz will make his way up to the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, hear his thoughts on the contest. And we'll just go ahead and do that right now as head coach Schultz makes his way from the locker room all the way up here to our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. And Coach, well, that 3-game streak behind you, a Bobcats team that really pushed you guys to the edge really from the jump this contest, but your team was able to find a way to get the win, especially behind 2 very impressive offensive performances behind Bennett Corton and Cameron Davis going back and forth in their final regular season games as Spartans. Talk about, again, those 2 as far as how they were able to just take over the game really from the start.
Yeah, Cam, kind of bailed us out that first half with kind of stagnant offense, but he was lights out on both ends of the floor tonight. I thought he played tremendous, and then that second half, Bennett really took over. We talked about just patience and finding those lanes and driving it with pace instead of just expecting for them to just fold. You got to take it to them at times on the offensive end, and I thought they did a really good job of that tonight.
The defense for your team, again, sparking your offense like we've seen in games past. Corton, again, an absolute monster on the defensive side. I don't have the exact tally of how many steals or deflections he had, but I would venture to say a team high. And, again, the defense, something that really doesn't get talked about a lot with your team. They always like to talk about the fast-paced offense and transition, but the defense, really this game, keeping Brookings in check, and talk about the defensive game plan and how you guys were able to execute it enough to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, Brookings, they made some tough shots tonight, and credit to them for hitting those shots on the road and with hands in their face. So you got to give them a lot of credit to hitting those shots. But that third quarter we came out and we didn't want them to dictate what they're going to do. We didn't want to make them easy. Try to take what they want to do out of it. At times we created offense for them with that, but I thought in the first half our defensive intensity was not very high. That third quarter was a really good quarter for us to kind of make that separation and then hold on to the game. In a tough game last night, it was a good bounce back. We needed it after a 3-game losing skid, and getting prepared here for the Sodak.
Was there any message that you gave to the boys at halftime? Because, like you said, the start of that third quarter, you could tell the intensity was knocked up a few notches going up against the Bobcats.
Yeah, I mean, we probably, as a whole, kind of overlooked them, thinking that it was just going to be a walk in the park. Tried to talk about it in the pregame that this is a varsity team and this is their last game of the season. They're not going to make the Sodak, so they're going to come out firing. They're going to come out playing really, really hard because this is it, because this is the last game. And they definitely did that. And, and we just made the adjustment okay, we got to get back into our intensity. We got to get back into that this is a varsity team, and we can't just go through the motions if we want to beat them.
So you end the regular season 15-5. You have a great group of seniors that were recognized last night that have played a bunch of great basketball for your team the last 4 seasons. Talk about how this senior class and their their contributions to the program and how they've been able to help elevate Spearfish Spartan basketball to really a whole nother level that was not seen in the last 2 years ago.
Yeah, and every year our seniors have done a really good job of just pushing the bar forward, and this group is doing another, taking that bar another step higher on that, and we're really going to miss them next year. This is the first group that I've had come through all 4 years, so they hold a special part, special part in my heart, and they give everything, for the team, for the program, and they're unselfish players, great teammates, and really coachable kids. So. It's bittersweet, that we're positioned in a good spot here in the SODAC, but it's bitter because, it's winding down, and, we're only guaranteed one more game here, and I hope we can extend it to keep this group together a little longer.
I know it might be a little early to chat about this and trying to enjoy this win here on the final game of the regular season, but SODAC 16, it looks like you guys are going to be in a position to host for the second straight year. Some are saying it's going to be a Sioux Falls school. Some say it's going to be T area again. Rankings aren't updated yet, and even if they are updated, they won't be finalized till, of course, later. But with SODAC 16 coming up now, like you said, one-game season, really no room for major errors. What's going to be the focus next week in practice before you start your one-game season?
Yeah, well, tomorrow is my favorite year of the basketball season, and that's a full day in the office preparing for, the postseason. And I'm thinking it's going to be T. If our math is right, we're going to be the 8th seed, T's the 9, and they come out here for hopefully a repeat of history of us, cutting down some nets. Yeah, the T's a really good opponent, and they have two just extremely dangerous players that can light it up. So. We have to figure out a game plan to keep them at bay, and also figure out, what we're going to do offensively. T throws a bunch of different looks at you in their press and their man-to-man, 2-3, 1-3-1. So it'll be a tough matchup, but I'm excited to see how we respond.
And even if it is T, they came here a season ago in what was probably one of, if not the best basketball games that we've watched in person, and this gym environment was rocking last year, but now the Titans have got that under their belt. A lot of those same kids return. If it is the Titans, what's going to be the mental preparation before you have to go up against T looking for revenge to right the wrongs of last season?
Yeah, and T's going to come in with a little extra edge just because of last season. They're going to be more prepared for the environment. They're familiar with us of, what we're going to try to do, but it's vice versa as well. So we got to be prepared, and we got to play our best game on Saturday. And, in March, if you don't play well, you don't win. And that's as simple as that. Who's going to make plays? Who's going to step up for us? Are we going to want it more? Are we going to get the 50-50 balls? Or are we going to stay together through adversity? And I'm excited to see how we respond with it.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to it as well. We'll talk with you again next week. Thank you for joining us on short notice.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's head coach Ben Schultz joining us with our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show. And I think we're just going to wrap it up right here and there, as not a lot of scores. We'll have scores updated on our website at also on our Facebook page, our website at KDSJ980.com, and on our website at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. Again, the Spartans victorious tonight, 68-58 over the Bobcats. Spearfish girls basketball winners tonight earlier as well, beating the Brookings Lady Bobcats 59-27. Both teams make the SODAC 16, and we will see where the Spartans girls and boys teams will finish in the seedings. And again, those will be announced on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. And that will do it for our broadcast here on KDSJ Sports. Remember, if you missed any of the action, you can rewatch any game anytime. Go to our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ for all the latest news and sports happenings in the Northern Black Hills. And remember to subscribe to KDSJ-TV so you don't miss another live sports broadcast, including 3 SODAC 16 games coming up next week. First, Jones County and Harding County right here in the Spearfish High School gym for a trip to the Class B Girls State Tournament. Then on Friday, the next day, it'll be Spearfish girls basketball. We assume in Mitchell, but yet to be released. Again, stay tuned on Facebook for those pairings. That will be Friday night on KDSJ-TV. And then Saturday, it will be Spearfish Spartan boys basketball from in Spearfish versus what we assume is T area. Again, all of those yet to be determined. But the basketball season starting to get ramped up to 10 with the postseason right around the corner. Regular season's done. All their teams have had their resume and body of work figured out, and we will see where everyone is seated up. And again, that will be all posted on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits at KDSJ. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and again, that will do it tonight in Spearfish. We'll see you guys in this same gym on Thursday for Class B girls basketball Sodak 16. For Paul James and Haley Treasure joining us here with KDSJ Sports, I'm Clayson Davis signing off. We'll see you guys on Thursday for the start of postseason basketball here on KDSJ.